I don't have classes right now, and I'm done with all my assignments and all that. So I thought to make a video about CAS letter, unconditional offer letter, conditional offer letter, deposit, everything. Okay. So if you have received your conditional offer letter, then watch this thing. If you've received your unconditional offer letter, then skip to the part. And yeah, you can even watch. Anything is fine. But yeah, okay. So the conditional offer letter, you'll be receiving either a conditional offer letter or an unconditional offer letter. If you've received the conditional offer letter, complete all the conditions as soon as you can. Like just do it quickly, and yeah, then after as soon as you've done complete all the conditions might include IELTS exam, the IELTS score, marks, and all that. So yeah, just do it. And then comes unconditional offer letter. Received your unconditional offer letter and you're sure about a university, submit the deposit. Like yeah, just submit the deposit, and submit the deposit only if you're sure about the university, because UK universities will not refund the visa, will not refund the deposit. It's not like in India, like you've submitted a deposit in university and you're like, oh, I don't want to go there, I want to go there, I've got selected over there, so you can take it out. No, only the deposit will be refunded. All the requirements for deposit refund will be given on your offer letter. Read them carefully, because in my case, it was the deposit will only be refunded if your visa application gets rejected. So yeah, don't just like confirm a university, check all the rankings, the location, the accommodation, everything is needed. Check it out, and only then confirm a university. There are three things which are extremely important, and just keep them with you. One is the SWIFT document. That's extremely important. Important. The and as soon as you submitted a deposit, send them an email that I've submitted this deposit, and then they'll reply back to you within a particular time, and they'll tell you that if they received the payment or not. So it's better to just send them a SWIFT document that it proves that you have submitted the document, submitted the deposit, and they can continue with the further checks. Okay, so that's done. SWIFT document. Second comes bank manager's email. That's really important, because as soon as you're done with your CAS interview, no, they'll ask you for your bank manager's email and bank manager's phone number. Just keep it with you, like keep them with you, and yeah, that'll be all. Just keep all these documents with yourself. Comes the CAS interview. CAS interview is just a small interview to check if you're a genuine student. So yeah, like they'll ask you questions like what, why are you coming here, and why did you select this university and all that. If you want, I can make a video on CAS interview, because yeah, it's okay. I can tell you what all to say about it. Just comment if you want that kind of video. So yeah, you'll be receiving your CAS letter. CAS letter is the certificate of acceptance of studies. As soon as you've received your CAS letter, apply for your visa, because visa takes at least 3 weeks. Or if you're interested in paying more, you can pay for priority visa. It'll take 5 days, and then super priority visa it will just take 1 day. So yeah, you need to pay extra for that. So yeah, it's better to apply before, and what's the need to pay extra and all that. So yeah, then comes the visa application. You're either submitting it on your own, or you've hired an agent or something. If you've hired an agent, he'll be doing most of the stuff. But if you're doing on your own, just keep a check that you're writing everything down, because they need the bank statements. They need a lot of documents to after you've received your CAS letter. They need all those documents to check for your visa application, obviously. So yeah, just check all the documents thoroughly, completely, and just ask the university to check it. Like, are you sure this is right? Ask them. Believe me, I've been through stuff and I know, and I'll be telling you. So, what happened with me was, I applied for my CAS letter. As soon as I received my class 12th result, I applied for CAS, and they didn't reply to me until mid August. they sent me an unconditional offer letter, and I was like, okay, can you please send me the CAS letter? They were like, oh, we need to do some checks. They were like, okay, how much time will it take? They were like, it'll take 2 to 3 weeks. And bear in mind, I have to be in the United Kingdom by 17th of September. Why? Because my classes are for 27th September. I applied for my visa. I didn't apply for my visa. I had to apply for my visa because it takes 3 weeks. I was obviously worried, and I called them like hell. I'm like, can you please give me my CAS letter, because I've completed all the unconditional, I've completed all the conditions you've stated, and yeah, I'm a genuine student. They were like, oh, we need to conduct an interview, and I'm like, huh? They were like, yeah. I'm like, okay, when will be the interview? They're like, oh, next week. And I'm like, I don't have a week. I'm like, okay, thank you. Just please do it. And then the week came. I gave my interview and I asked them, I'm like, am I selected? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, CAS letter. They're like, oh, it'll take time. I'm like, how much time? They're like, just give me your bank manager's email and phone number and I'll get back to you. I'm like, okay. They're like, we need to check your funds. I'm like, sure. I send them the bank manager's email and phone number. It was a Saturday and the bank was closed. So the bank manager had to come on Monday to reply to the email. She came on Monday, and I was literally, me and my parents were literally counting each and every day. We're like, one day gone. Like, oh no. Even a single day was extremely important to us. Like, we couldn't bear the fact that to lose. Why should we lose even a single day of my classes? So I was like, okay, let's do this. And like, I sent them all the details, and I received a CAS letter. I was like, thank you. I received the CAS letter, and as soon as I received the CAS letter, I applied for my visa. But I had to translate my birth certificate because it was in Hindi. Applied for my visa, everything done. The documents don't have to be submitted until and unless the appointment date. That's the date where you have to submit your documents. It's like, okay, I applied for my visa, and but I booked a visa appointment. I'm done with my everything. I sent them the bank details, that bank statement which is needed in the visa application, the bank statement for 28 days. I sent them that, and they were like, your visa is going to get rejected. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, you haven't submitted this document, and you need to like postpone your appointment to 14th of September. And I was like, I have to be in the UK by 17th of September. I can't postpone it. And they were like, that's not our problem. I'm like, and it takes 3 weeks for that appointment. They were like, pay extra. I'm like, why would I pay extra? Like, that was your fault. That isn't my fault. I submitted all the documents to you, and you were like, yeah, they're all fine. Submitted for the visa application, and now you're telling me that you need a complete different set of documents. And he was like, that's not my fault either. And I'm like, thank you. And then I submitted my postponed my visa application to 7th of September. And my dad got all the documents, everything we could possibly give. We gave it to the visa application center and all that. I submitted it all. And then we watched a YouTube video, and it said that that person's visa got rejected because he had submitted around 2 to 3 bank accounts, and they didn't check a few documents. And I was like, I did the same thing. Like, my visa is going to get rejected. And me and my parents all were like, huh, okay. Then, but by God's grace, my visa didn't get rejected, and I'm here. So yeah, and yeah. So don't get disappointed by it, but just make sure that it's not your fault. It's definitely not your fault. It's their fault, and make them realize it. Like, just call them and tell them, like, please give it to me. Just submit the deposit earlier. And if you're sure about everything, and just check all your documents for your visa. And yeah, yeah, that's all. And yeah, again, I'm saying three most important things: the Swift copy, the bank manager's email ID, and the bank manager's phone number. They are the most important things. Like Swift document is extremely important. Like there was one of my friend, a European country, and yeah, she submitted the deposit, but she didn't receive her CAS letter. And in European countries, I don't think so. CAS interview is required, so she didn't give a CAS interview, but she was like, "Yeah, I haven't received my CAS letter yet." And she waited around 2 to 3 weeks, and then they were like, "We haven't received your amount yet." She's like, "I have submitted the amount," and then but as soon as she sent that Swift document, she got her CAS letter. So just send them the Swift document as soon as your bank transfer or credit card or whatever it's been done. Just send them the Swift document so that they can continue with their process. That's all. If you need any more stuff, comment down below. And yeah, my Instagram and all that will be linked down. So yeah, if you have any problems, just message me and I'll reply. So yeah, bye bye. One most important thing, subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you. Oh god.